How will the NFC East play out this year?
This is going to be a shock. You know I'm a New York Giants fan, but I have to tell you,
don't do
Big
this to
Blue.
me.
No. Giants are going to win the division, and let me tell you why. You know, we talk about Seattle a lot, just now, for example, and just wonder if the offensive line is the Achilles heel in an otherwise devastating-looking team, especially the defense. What's the difference between them and the Giants? Well, they have Super Bowl experience, you know, at the quarterback position especially. So do the Giants, two-time Super Bowl MVP. I understand the line's a problem. It is a flaw, but I don't know if it's a fatal flaw. Because when you look at that defense, like first you get the offensive skills positions. Everyone knows, oh, my God, when you look at what they have in terms of guys who can catch the ball, it's really an embarrassment of riches, starting with Odell Beckham and the effect that's going to have on Brandon Marshall and Sterling Shepard and Ingram now, the tight end who can fly down the field. You have weapons all over the place, you know, to throw the ball to. But look at the defensive roster, guys. You mean to tell, are you sure that Seattle has a better defensive roster than the Giants? The Giants may, even with the addition Seattle just made, you just start going through the guys on the Giants defense, it's ridiculous. Just start naming guys off the roster. In the secondary, up front, you talk about Vernon, you talk about Snacks, you talk about JPP, who's looking like 10 fingers JPP again, right? It's like a Pro Bowl team on defense. And then in the secondary, it's ridiculous. Landon Collins could be the best defensive player at his position this year. Cromartie, all these guys. Eli Apple's made strides, you know, and was a high draft pick. They're just good everywhere you look. Janoris Jenkins, they got ball hawks. They got guys with discipline. They have guys all over the field on defense who are game changers, not just competent players, but real playmakers on defense. So that defense is as good as it gets in the NFL. The offensive line is an issue, but when you look at the skills positions on offense, it's also just about as good as it gets. I like the Giants to win the NFC East.
Well, none of us are stepping out on a limb here by saying that we like the Giants because we really have no choice, and that's what this really comes down to. Yes, they have a suspect offensive line and a suspect running game, but they pretty much have everything else. I don't need to regurgitate what Max just said in terms of their defense and their weapons at wide out, along with the experience of Eli Manning. The problem is that when you look at Dallas, Dallas is the only threat, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of you knowing what you're going to get. That massive offensive line, which is elite. Eventually, Ezekiel Elliott will be back, assuming he's going to actually have to miss games because, again, he's taking this case to federal court, and who knows how that could turn out. Then you've got a defense that's highly suspect because they've changed the entire secondary. But still in all, because they engage in ball control, and Dak Prescott will minimize mistakes, and they can run the football, and they have experienced weapons at the wideout spot, and Brian Beasley, Jason Witten at the tight end spot, Terrence Williams, etc. You know that Dallas and the Giants are what it's going to come down to, and you've got to give the Giants the edge because of all the acrimony or potential distractions, rather, surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. But what it really resonates, where it really does resonate with me, is what's lacking in the NFC. The Redskins, to me, are a last-place team. Deshaun Jackson is gone. Pierre Garçon is gone. And Kirk Cousins, he's very good at getting his numbers. He's very good at showing you from a numbers standpoint and in terms of a few big moments that he's a franchise-caliber quarterback, per se, justifying about $24 million a year. Here's the problem. In the end, he never wins enough. It's not to say he never wins, but he never wins enough. He doesn't win enough to win a playoff game. He doesn't win enough, or he doesn't win enough to get you to the playoffs. And when you look at the Redskins right now, I think legitimate questions are there about Jay Gruden and what kind of job is he going to be able to do. It's not that he doesn't know football. It's not that he doesn't comprehend or understand it. It's not that he can't teach it. It's not that he can't coach it. The question is, can he do it better than Doug Peterson? Can he do it better than Jason Garrett? Can he do it better, than McAdoo? That's your situation right now. And then when it comes to the Eagles always give you the impression that they have the capability to make noise. Lincoln Financial Field is their home turf. They definitely are rough riders when they're on their home turf in that blue-collar city that I worked in for 17 years. You know they're going to be hyped and ready to support their team. Carson Wentz, I got a lot of love for him. My question is, it's not about Torrey Smith or Alshon Jeffrey's abilities or whatever. It's that chemistry with the second-year quarterback. Will it or will it not cost you 2 to 3 games? If that's the reality, considering that's the NFC East that we're talking about, all of those things are what lends itself towards you looking at the New York Giants and saying they're the team that has to be the favorite to win the division.